Okay, we're on. Hi, everyone. This is another episode of At One Last Question. I'm your host, Carrie. And if you're new or not familiar, the point of the podcast is I like to just interview everyday people. You could be strangers, someone I know. I just find people fascinating and their stories. Now, this episode is going to be a little different because I've decided to make a multi-part series, and I wanted to focus around my childhood Catholic school that I went to called St.Patrick. So I decided to contact some of my past classmates, and I just wanted to talk to them about their experiences there. If they liked it, if they didn't, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a free-flowing conversation. And I just wanted to kind of focus on that part of our life. So again, John has been here before.
My second time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do.
I appreciate you having me on.
I know. Oh, of course. I know you're busy. But I know in the first episode we did together, I had mentioned that I knew you because we were classmates. So I couldn't remember though. Like, when did you start?
Crap. You want to ask me dates?
No. Like, did you start at kindergarten?
Oh yeah. No, I did. I don't think I started at pre-K. I think I started in kindergarten, and then I was there all the way till 6th grade.
So was I. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need your help. Right this second? Are you busy? Yes. I'm on somebody else's podcast.
John, if you need to go, I can always start it over. We're not.
No. It's good. It can wait, I think.
Whatever you need to do, honestly.
No, it's good. It's good. My bad.
All right. So yeah, I also started in kindergarten. And I was really racking my brain. And I think I remember most of the, well, they were our teachers, but they were nuns. Right? So yeah, do you remember the kindergarten teacher's name?
No. I don't even think I've thought of that. I don't know. Like, I remember a few of my teachers from there, but I don't remember who I had for kindergarten.
I think
like I had Sister Marie in 1st grade, I want to say. Yeah. Yep. And then I think I had her again in another grade. Then she like stopped teaching 1st grade, and then because I think I think that was about the time when they were like trading teachers for certain classes. Do you remember that in 6th grade when like certain teachers were teaching some classes, and then you'd switch with another room because they would handle those section of classes?
That's okay. That's probably why I couldn't remember my 3rd grade teacher, but I think that's because they switched Sister Marie.
Yeah.
And put her.
So yeah. So who did I have for 3rd? Wasn't it 3rd grade teacher? Wasn't it a nun that year?
I know that our 4th grade teacher was, but I
didn't. Who was 4th grade teacher?
Well, you know what? I didn't go 4th grade because I had heard horrible rumors about how mean she was. And seriously, and she was not a nun. And I talked my mother.
Was it Miss Ponson?
No, that was 6th grade.
Yeah.
She was mean too.
She was mean too, but here's the thing is, after that, I loved her. I loved Miss Ponson. Like, she was actually a really dope teacher. Once she figured out if you could give a fuck or not, she was actually a really dope teacher. But who is in 3rd grade? Because I was there the whole time, so I'm trying to think of who the fuck it was.
I thought Sister Marie. I know she was 1st grade, and then I thought maybe she went to 3rd grade and taught us again.
When did you have Sister Nicholas?
That is 5th grade.
Yeah, she was the goddamn devil. She was they should have got her to be in the Nun movie. Okay, they'd have made 5 times. They'd have made 5 times much more money than they did if they would have got Sister Nicholas. That evil son of a bitch. Woo! Look, and
Right.
she loved to pick on. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if you were in my class, but woo, she used to love to pick on me, boy. Woo, she used to love to pick on
Wasn't
me.
wasn't she rotten? She was.
Oh my God, to her
My
core.
She was. She was so mean to my brother. My here, listen to this.
Wait, who
My
was your brother?
family, Kevin Bemis. He
Oh my
was
God,
he was always in trouble.
I remember the name, but I can't picture his face.
Yeah, he had like real skinny red hair. He was always in trouble. Um, so oh my gosh. So my mother and her got along really well, I guess because she was always on my brother's ass about stuff. And so I don't
Oh,
know,
dude,
like
my parents loved Sister Nicholas.
so,
They loved her.
my mother literally had to separate my brother and her, like because remember she'd grab you under the arm.
Oh yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
she did that to him again, and he pulled his arm away, and then she said, "Don't do that," and she went to grab it again, and he said, "Don't grab me," and he did, and he like grabbed back at her. My
Oh no, my
mother had
parents
to
are
come
fine with
in.
it. My parents are like, you could beat him more. That would be better if you could.
Right. Oh, that school,
Oh,
gosh.
my parents were absolutely fine with Sister Nicholas's methods.
My
They were
parents
absolutely
loved
fine
her.
with it.
Yeah, my parents loved her so much. We used to go from Texas. I had family in Chicago, and she had family somewhere on the way there. Do you know she took a road trip with us? Yes.
That's like a
Yes.
horror movie by itself.
It was horrifying. My brother was so horrified,
Oh my
and
God.
we had like this camper type thing. She was like sleeping in the bed. I'm
Oh my
traveling
God.
with my nun teacher.
Dude,
It,
I can only imagine like I know it must have been horrific to experience, but it must
yeah.
have been like I don't know if like you or your brother was there when like the conversation like happened like, hey, we got family, da 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 da, and you got like, do you just want to cook? What? Like, what are you? What is no?
Oh yeah.
No.
Right. No. Oh no. It was just like this is what's happening. They didn't ask us about. We had no. Yeah. Isn't that horrifying, man? So I think kindergarten was Sister Maximus.
See, like, I don't even like. Boy, I mean, I have a horrible memory. I smoke a lot of weed, but like, yeah, I don't even like that. That sounds familiar because you're saying it, but like, I never would have pulled it out of my brain.
Yeah. I think. And then we both agreed Sister Marie was first.
I'm pretty sure.
Do you remember? Her sister
Was
was the second grade teacher.
Miss Clooney or Miss Cloonan? Wasn't that one of our teachers at one time? Or maybe I'm
No,
confusing. Maybe I'm.
she was the principal.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's what I'm.
Yeah. Now Miss Saint Marie. No, Sister Marie. Sorry.
Sister Marie. She was only slightly better than Sister Nicholas.
I know. Her sister also worked there, which was
Who was her sister?
Second grade teacher, Sister Raphael.
Oh yeah.
And they looked totally different.
I don't remember them being sisters, but yeah, I remember Sister Raphael now that you say her, but I don't remember them being sisters, but I probably didn't know or cared at the time.
It's funny, like we're all kind of comparing them. They all kind of had the same demeanor, didn't they?
God, do you remember Father Bob?
Yes, he was the funny one.
Yeah, the one that looked like Jesus.
Wasn't he like the nice one?
Yeah, like he was. I think it was like either fifth or maybe like fifth and sixth grade, and then he like he was only there for like a year. Dude, that motherfucker was awesome. Like I loved that guy. Like
yes,
I remember like in looking back when I was like seventh or eighth grade, I was like, that dude had to have been the Antichrist because like nobody could be that nice and that good and that like because like dude like he was beloved like parents, children. Like I remember that his first Halloween there, and I think he may have only had one or two. He was the Grim Reaper. Like they had a kind of like a little maze thing under the gym, And like he was at the end.
Yes.
It was Father Bob in a huge Grim Reaper with the scythe and everything. I was like, yo, this motherfucker is dope. Like he was dope.
He was fun. He was nice. You know, Father Ed was there. Edward?
Yes, Father Ed was a great guy. Well, at least in my memory, to me, he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. I don't think I had any issues with any priests. But I was also an altar boy, so that may be why they liked me. So, I mean, like.
He wasn't mean, but you could tell. He was like, just stay in order, everything will be good. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I had Indian instruction, so like I gave the perception that everything was good. So I'm sure that's why all these guys, me in elementary school, I was basically good. So like I was, like most of my teachers. That's the crazy thing. Most of my teachers liked me. All the priests liked me, except for like Sister Nicholas and like there was somebody else who didn't like me. Somebody, I can't remember who it is, but like most of my teachers, like especially that time of my life, I was I just wasn't like, I'm sure like if I grew up in now, I'm sure I've been like, oh, this kid's got ADD. You know what I'm saying? Like if we give him some fucking Adderall, he can this motherfucker can focus. You know what I'm saying?
Adderall? Shit. You just need more Jesus.
In the 1980s, I'm retarded. I'm borderline retarded.
You just needed more Jesus and prayer.
Yeah, I had plenty of Jesus. Don't you worry about that. But I was just retarded in the indie community. I was retarded. Okay, like all my cousins and friends are like top of the class A's, and I'm like, I can't even focus on what they're saying like through the lecture. Like, so I don't know. I think either I'm retarded or maybe it's not me. Maybe it's biological.
Oh, you're so funny. I'm trying to see here. My vision is so bad. So I came across. Hold on a second.
And who was supposed to be on the show with us? I don't think I caught the name.
Her name is Andrea Flores. Now,
I vaguely remember that name.
She didn't go to school with us the entire time. I think maybe she left in third grade. I'm not quite sure. We were the lucky ones that got to stay on. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So I came across this picture. If you don't mind, I'd like to show it.
I can proudly say before you even show it, my mama dressed me funny.
You look adorable. All right.
Look, my mom literally picked my clothes out. Okay.
Trying to make sure. The other way. Sorry.
Is it? Am I wearing a sweater vest? Yep.
You sure are, buddy.
Oh boy! Now I did go on later in life to rock a sweater vest in a proper manner, but that definitely was not one of them.
Look how handsome and holy hair! Look at that, holy hair. That's me in the
I had hair. Woo.
What is wrong with my head? Right there.
Like if you went to high school with me, you would have seen me with a lot more hair.
Yeah,
I had long hair.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, this was us in, I think, 4th, 5th grade. Yeah. And I think the sign, wait a minute, this was 6th grade, 5th and 6th.
That's 6th grade?
It says.
Oh, okay. Damn, I thought it was a younger picture than that. Damn.
I did too.
I was a goofy fucking 6th grade. What?
You said Miss Clooney, and I said the
principal?
I'm wrong. Mrs. Roberts was the principal.
Yes, I think Miss Clooney was a 3rd grade teacher. Yes,
she was.
Damn, look at me.
Yep, she was, and Jana was her daughter.
Yeah. Now, see that's what was throwing me off in my mind. I was like, wait, is she just somebody I know's mom, or I was like, I'm pretty sure she was a teacher too. Yeah, she was Janet Clooney's. Yeah, Janet Clooney's mom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one I have is we talked about Sister Nick. So this is us. You look adorable. I'm trying to get
with the flannel. With the flannel. Oh, and those are corduroy pants. I'll have you know that I'm wearing. I know I was walking around everywhere making noise, and that's my boy Cody Taylor.
Yes, I talked to him recently. He's also going to come on one day.
Nice. And that is Melissa next to him.
Yes. I've talked to I can't find Jana. I talked to Zach.
Zach, yeah, that's Zach. That's crazy.
Yeah. He said he'd come on, and there's me. And I believe her name was Maria.
That's Maria de la Cruz. I think that was her name.
Yep. Then. I've contacted her and her as well.
Who is that? I don't remember. I can't remember her.
Oh, oh my gosh, why am I a blank? Oh. I know it'll come to me. And Grant, I reached out to Grant. I haven't heard anything back.
He's a doctor now, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Grant's a doctor in Lufkin. Yeah, that's my boy Alan. He just moved back to Texas, I believe.
Alan. Okay, I couldn't remember his name. Perfect.
Alan Moses.
Okay, that's yes. And Brenda. I talked to Brenda a lot.
Oh, I forgot about Brenda.
Yeah, she was my best friend there, and
Louis Aguilar.
That's it. I did reach out to him. I haven't heard anything back. But yeah. So that is Sister Nicholas's class right there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure I had some ear pinching, some underarm pinchings. Like,
you better.
She used to love to bring me in front of class and make an example out of me whenever I was like, being dumb or couldn't pay attention. Like, she was come up here.
You mean
and
being
I used
a
to
child?
I used to put my hand, and for whatever reason, I used to put my thumbs in my belt loops, and oh my God, it used to irritate the fucking shit out of Sister Nicholas. What are you, a cowboy? Why do you got your thumbs in your? And I mean, like, and it was just my natural, like, I'm not a cowboy, and not in the least sense of the word. And literally, she used to play at least once a week, if not more than that. And thumbs right in belt loops, knowing damn well, should have known damn every time. What are you, a cowboy? Or what are you doing, Farmer Brown?
And what the hell was that hurting? It was hurting no one. Like, what?
I mean, like, it makes me laugh like a son bitch. I'm like, what was eating her ass? Like,
oh, wow.
I couldn't imagine berating a child for the way they're standing.
Okay, you are just so right. The way they're standing, perfectly still, looking forward. Don't you dare look away or say anything. Single file line. You better keep walking. Don't let your eyes off the back of the person's head in front of you.
I mean, look, I'm fine with that shit. But it was like to make an example of, it was just like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm already embarrassed. You got me standing here pointing out some shit. Like, what do you want? I'm trying to stand comfortable so I can relieve some of this pressure you are directing the class at me for some ungodly purpose.
Because she's hateful. She was hateful.
So hateful. Yeah. So hateful.
Do you remember? Look, I'm going to put some secrets out you may not remember. I remember her drinking while she was at her desk.
I mean, look, here's the thing is, like, while I'm complaining about this stuff, like, if I added the summation of my private school experience, to me, my life back then was like a sitcom. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though the moments I'm talking about you, that's like a Wonder Years shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if she was drinking at her desk, like I was unaware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was vaguely unaware of who was drinking even around my parents' friend groups. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like. I was probably in 6th or 7th grade before alcohol. I was like, oh, alcohol makes you. You know what I'm saying? Makes you like I'm telling you, my life was very privileged because my parents didn't like. My parents may have had a drink here and there. They definitely didn't drink in the house when they didn't have company. So, like, my experience with people being inebriated was like next to no. I mean, I'd seen inebriated people, but I had not pieced together what exactly. Hey, what are you doing, sir? Like, I had not pieced together in my. I had not pieced together when I was a young person what made that happen. I just knew at some family functions, some people got a little bit more, like a little more their speech got a little slurry. Their their gait was like not, it was hindered. Like, so I didn't know why, but it was much later in life when I realized what made that happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would remember her. She had a drawer, and sometimes she would sip out of it, or she'd put it in her coffee cup that was on her desk.
I mean,
remember seeing her do that a lot.
Like, you say that now, I don't know if that's you just like influencing my memory, but like I can remember like her shutting the drawer real fast. I do remember her like putting like, but I just probably had no clue or any reason to suspect what it was she was doing. But guess what? Like, Catholics drink.
Oh, she was an alcoholic. They actually one day had to come and get her because she was so drunk. They had to come and get her and get a sub for us.
I vaguely remember this, but like
she was like hostile. She was angry.
You know, it makes a lot of sense as to like why she would be like, of course why she, because she's loaded on this sauce. Why, of course, why she's being so rude and shit.
No companionship, right?
And 10 to 1, I bet you she's suffering from her own childhood. I bet you 10 to 1 she's suffering from her own, like, wicked something upbringing, whether it was in our settings or in her home life. I know, like, there's no way she didn't suffer some horrendous childhood to now be a nun who's drinking and now taking it out on, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make light of her pain, but like, I can look back and look now as a 47-year-old person and be like, now I'm not making light. Not making light. I'm not excusing her behavior, but I can look back and understand perhaps why she was the way she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, what may led up to her berating children on a daily basis.
Absolutely. But you know what? I'm going to take that a step farther. Okay. How you just explained that. Same thing. I can look back and go, oh, that's why. But I can also see that in my own behavior. As I've gotten older and the things I've gone through, I'm a recovering drug addict. And you know what I'm saying? Why did I do those things? And I can look back and it leads me back to that school. Yeah. So
I don't put any, as I look back on my life, if anything, like, I betrayed the teachings that school bestowed on me. Like, as soon as not as soon, because I was still like, I went to public school after St. Patrick's, but like, I was a good Christian boy. I was just a sweet boy from East Texas. I didn't mean nobody no harm, and that the Christian they made me, like, between my Indian church upbringing, like, because I went to other churches other than, like, I was primarily a Catholic, but but my parents actually were not Catholics. They were two different. My mom was like Indian Orthodox, and then my dad was this other denomination, which is kind of, in Indian terms, is probably kind of like Episcopalian, I guess, but still a little bit more stricter than that. It's not quite. It wasn't Catholic, because we had, like, in India they have a Catholic denomination as well, or like a Catholic. They have Catholicism there, but neither one of my parents were that. But in Lufkin, they were like, we literally like, I could throw a rock from my house and hit the church. So like, that's how close we lived. Huh?
St. Patrick's Church?
Yeah. Like the original, the OG church. I could, from my backyard, I could probably launch a rock and hit the church. So like, that's how close I lived to St. Patrick. So that's why I went there. So like, my parents both worked crazy hours, and like, they were like, oh, well, like, just, we'll send them to private school. They're gonna, like, they got the stern discipline, but like, and they were up on, because that's the thing, by the time I got to 7th grade, like, to Dunbar, I realized how the education at St. Patrick's was better than everybody else's education. Because like, I remember I read on a much higher level than, like, I was damn near retarded at St. Patrick. So it's like, So like when I get to seventh grade and I'm like, hey John, what's this word? I was like, yeah, I don't know how to read. This is seventh grade. Like, what is crackle? I mean, and then I remember I went to what was it? What's
You
the
mean
when you're
no one hit you on the back of the head if you couldn't pronounce the word? Come on.
yeah, exactly. But what's the confirmation? I remember going to confirmation. I only went to some of the. I stopped going to Catholic school at some or the Catholic shit at some point. But like the last thing I went was like the confirmation class, and then and now you have a bunch of people that like we did not go to school with that are like Catholics that are like so I'm seeing people that I don't know. I mean I know. But like they're from the seventh grade classes and shit, and then we're all now reading in confirmation. I'm like, and everybody who did not go to school with us, like white or Hispanic, can't read to save their fucking life. Like I mean, literally, there was one day I'm in the confirmation class, and before like before the fucking instructors, like he was like, who's gonna read? Everybody in the class, John will. Like it was like before the teacher can ask, John will read. I was like, I mean, I will because I can read like a motherfucker, but that's kind of fucked up. Y'all put it, y'all put it on me. Like I used to feel proud. I'd be like, yeah, you retarded fucks, you can't, you can't read.
Oh yeah. How did you cope with going to public school after being in the Catholic school for so many years?
See, now that was like my wonder year moment because like from like my like you are like pigeonholed with these sometimes 7, sometimes 12, 50, whatever sometimes our class size grew and shrunk from grade to grade and like so I saw all of these people like my best fucking friends, but like I'm Indian, and the whole time, like my parents didn't really, they didn't put me in football. They didn't put me in all these after school things. So like, I had like, other than the motherfuckers that lived on my block, and like these people I went to school with, I didn't have any outside friends. So like, I hit seventh grade, and like all these people that I went to school with have social circles that do not include me, and so like I was ill prepared for this. And then like Alan Moses, he literally lived right next door to me, but like his school schedule was blah 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 over at Dunbar. You're all over the place. So like I remember the first day of school was like one of the most frightening times of my life because I was ill prepared from a life of Catholic private school to then going to public school in seventh grade with it was every seventh grader that lived in because I don't think there was a seventh grade private school anywhere in Lufkin. So like,
I don't think so.
Everybody, you just got pigeonholed with it. Everybody that's in seventh grade at one time, I was ill prepared.
It was a culture shock.
Oh, big time culture
for
shock.
sure. The only time, see, I had that twice. Like I said, I talked my mother into letting me go to public school for fourth grade. I barely made it through. My mother said that I got off the bus like the first day and I was crying. And I was like, what is wrong with these kids? They're screaming. They're not sitting down. Like I could not understand. How are you acting this way?
Carrie,
And so my mother had to start bringing me.
I don't remember if it was the first or second day of seventh grade, but all like a bunch of black kids and a bunch of Mexican kids. Like how the school was split in the middle of the street.
Which one?
Dunbar? At Dunbar.
I left at sixth grade.
Oh, you didn't go to, okay, so our seventh grade, it was at Dunbar intermediate school. Like it was crazy. Like it was one campus, but the street went straight down the middle of the campus. So like kids had to cross the street to go to different classes.
Oh wow.
And and then I remember and I can't remember if it was the first or second day. I want to say first, it sounds like a better story, but it may have been the second day. And like I'm waiting for my parents to come pick me up from school, and like I see all the black kids walking on the side of the street I'm on, and all the Mexicans on the opposite side. And like, and I'm getting I'm getting the death stare from like and at this time in my life, I definitely did not look anything anywhere close to black. So like I was like I look like a little Hispanic. I'm an Indian kid, but I look like a little Hispanic kid. And they're like, what you doing over here, motherfucker? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, nobody told me about the race war. Like I don't know what side am I on? I don't know. Like, I don't speak Spanish. Like, I don't know. Like, what's going on? Oh my God, I was terrified. I was like terrified. I had no clue what was going on. Like I'm literally flooding. Like, oh, y'all are mad at them. Like, why? What? Whoa, hold up. Like I didn't pick sides. This is my mom picking me up. My mom told me to pick me up right here, so I don't know anything about what y'all got going on.
Right.
I was terrified.
Oh, yeah, crazy. I was happy to get back for 5th grade, but then you had Sister Nick and everything. But yeah, so my brother and my sisters were in the other schools, the high school, the Panthers.
Yeah, Lufkin. Yeah,
that.
I had a great. Yeah, now see, 7th grade was rough, but like everything else about because you only 7th grade. Our 7th grade was only 1 year. And then you went to a junior high, and in Lufkin, junior high was 8th and 9th grade, and then high school was 10th, 11th, and 12th. So that 7th grade got split basically in two. We had 2 junior highs, so then like it was the half the town, like that's where your rivals, your rivals in junior high, and then because you're East and West, but you're East and West high school, and then everybody goes back to fucking high school again for 10th, 11th, and 12th.
After you hated each other for 3 years.
After you hate each other for 3 years. I mean, I got in fights with motherfuckers strictly because my Indian homie of mine lived right around the corner from West, but I went to East. So I would just be over there like, what the fuck you doing over here, motherfucker? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are we fighting about?
Now, I don't know how your family was. My family was very, very involved with the church. And my dad...
yeah. I mean, did you not hear me say that I was an altar boy?
Yes, that's true.
And my parents weren't even Catholic.
Right.
So, yes.
Very involved.
And then the reason why I stopped going to confirmation stuff is because by that time, and the denomination that my mom belonged to, they bought a church in Lufkin. So she basically volunteered me to be an altar boy at their church. So I was then now, and their church was 3.5 to 4 hours long every Sunday. Oh my God. I used to pray I'll be like, I gotta be at St. Patrick's. I can't. They're like, nope, you're not going over there. I'm like,
oh my God.
It was like torture. It was like going to the Church of Satan, not God. It was horrendous.
Yeah,
my legs. I used to feel like I was going to pass out every Sunday.
An hour feels brutal when you're a kid sitting in church, and we had to go twice a week.
But see, the thing is I had occasionally gone to all these Indian churches, so I always knew Indian churches are
wait a second.
There you go. It's never a problem for me. There you are. Like that. So if I'm an hour long church service seemed like a vacation. I used to be like, oh, we done already, because Indian church was always 3 hours. So it was I'm having a vacation when it's when we go to Sunday service and it's an hour on the dot. Every Sunday the motherfucker's done on that. Nah. I'm talking about, I'd be like, somebody give me a knife, I'll kill myself in Indian church. I was like, what are we? And because the thing is, it's I understand I don't speak it very well, but I understand my language. But
John, I don't know. You keep kind of cutting out. I'm going to talk a little bit until he comes back. But yeah, I'm really enjoying our conversation. Hopefully he can come back. If not, I mean, I can always end it, but we'll give him just a few minutes. I was going to, maybe he can't come back. There he is.
Am I back?
There he is.
Oh, sorry.
I see you now.
My son called.
That's okay. Okay.
I had to take that. My bad. But what was I saying? I don't even know.
You were talking about how you would kill yourself.
Oh yeah, because in my church, so the language that we speak in the church is different. It's like an older dialect. So like,
oh wow,
even as a Christian kid, I don't know what they're saying. So it's 3.5 hours, sometimes 4 on holidays or even longer, and it's just it's like every 20, 50 words. I know that word. I know that word. Like, and then when they're done and they're just talking, I'll be like, oh, I understand. But that's like a small time out of the church service, and it's just usually they're just all the ceremonial stuff, and they're singing the songs in the same dialect as so it's like I don't know what the songs are saying. I don't know what the priest is saying, and I'm just like why do you? I can imagine making somebody sit. If they're not gaining anything out of this, you're just literally wasting time of this person's life.
Yes,
wasting time out of their life. Now, the crazy thing is that as I thought that as a small child, and then by the time I was like 18 or 19, they were because they used to have their little like their church classes, or what's the word, Sunday school after the church service. Well, by the time I was 18, 19, they started pulling the kids out in the middle of this 3.5 hour thing and started doing their Sunday school in the middle of church. Like, so they could teach them the stuff that they're doing and going on. And like, I was like, whoa, well, that's fucking brilliant. So you're not just wasting like everybody's damn time. I was like, God, how novel. How fucking novels. I'm glad I had to waste 18 years of my life sitting here not getting a damn thing not every Sunday, but every, like, it was so bittersweet to go to like Houston and Dallas as a kid, because I would get to see my cousins, but Sunday meant I was gonna have to go to some crazy
yeah, man. My parents, well, in school, 6th grade, we had to go every Friday in school. I remember.
Yeah. In the morning, right.
Yeah, and then my parents, I mean, they didn't miss. It was every Sunday. My father played guitar in the choir. My mother worked at the damn school. She was one of the lunch ladies there.
Yes, I loved your mama.
You're very.
I felt like she took care of me, because you understand I had a special relation with the lunch ladies because I didn't like Indian food all that much. Yeah. So the rare times I didn't have to eat Indian food was when I went to school.
You're the second person who has told me that your mom used to take care of me. That's wild.
Oh, because I'm sure. Because here's the thing is, like, I know most white kids, like you watch, TVs, your friends, like, oh man, I hated school. I'm like, yeah, I had an entirely different relationship with school lunches. And I mean, I'm sure your mom, and I can't recall the other lady's name, but like,
her son's name was Calvin.
Yeah. Oh, I can never remember. But like, I'm sure they could witness on my face how happy I would be in the line to get food. Like, you know what I'm saying? My face had to be different than everybody else's face because I was excited to be in that line.
You appreciated it, yeah.
Other than like on fish day, which that was the fish day would be the one day I would bring my lunch. I hated fish sticks. I definitely hated any kind of like fish from a young age. But every other day, oh boy, it didn't matter. I was excited. I was excited.
That's really cool. I appreciate you saying that, because it's not like my mom came home and said, "Hey, I hooked some friends up here." She didn't say a word, so that's really kind of cool. My mom has passed away. Oh my gosh, like 48 years
rest in
ago.
peace to her. Like she definitely took care of me many a day.
Huh? Oh, you're sweet. I said 48. That's my age. She's been gone 23 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm so sorry for you.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet. She died young. She was like 52 or 53.
Damn, that is crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's really cool.
We closing in on that. Like,
I know. It's young, right?
Man,
so
like, dude, I
like saying that.
Yeah, I like that's crazy to see something like that about your mother, and then like I think about our age, and I'm like, and I don't feel like I was watching Have you ever heard the George Strait song Troubadour?
Mm-mm.
Well, in the song, he's like, I still feel 25, and I'm like, man, he says, I still feel 25 most of the time. Like, I'm maybe 47, but I don't feel old, man. Like, I don't know how to be old.
You're a lot more mature than I am. I still feel like I'm 17. So.
Well, me at 17 was not a. Me at 17 was still not. I was still a fetus and still growing and confidence and everything else. So like, yeah, I definitely would go to me at 25 before I went to me at 17.
I was a bit traveled by the time I got to 17. I had
Oh no, not
partied
me.
quite a bit.
Oh, not me. I couldn't. I remember I could like. I remember in like. I don't think I had a girlfriend until the summer I was like 18. Like I would ask girls out at different times in high school, and that girl would have found some way to break up with me by days end. So like, like 17-year-old me was not traveled in any regard in any aspects. Women, the world. I mean, I traveled the world, but like going with your parents all the time, like especially Indian parents, I would never travel. I would see the world, but like I didn't actually experience very much of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like I had observed many things, but experienced very little.
Yeah, I my mother when we moved here, it was like a totally different world for me. It was like freedom, right? And I went to junior high here. I started junior high, and it was like I was like, "Ooh, it's a man!" Like I was like, "Whoa!" There's lots of people for the picking, right? And I was like, "What?" My mother, when she'd get mad at me, she'd say, "I should have never put you in that damn Catholic school. You went crazy after you got out of that damn Catholic school. I should have never done that."
I mean,
And I
like
wasn't doing anything that crazy bad.
I
But
didn't go crazy until college. Like I literally for 2 weeks when I got to college, and like I didn't party like the first week, and I think I went to a party the second week, but I did not drink, and I was like adamant, like I was still in my used to be an athlete, good Christian boy, not going to drink, and I went to one party and like I did not drink and I did not have a good time, and then the next week everybody went out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. And had a blast, and then the hedonism began after that. Like it was a downhill spiral after that.
That's good. That's awesome.
But like I was a sitcom worthy child up until 2 weeks of college. Like my entire like I mean I snuck out of the house like 2 times in high school, but not to go drink. Like one of the time was to go to a Christian party that I had to sneak out to go to.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, my life was a damn sitcom.
You're a bad boy.
Oh yeah, I had no, you don't understand. I had to. It was like an elaborate. It was elaborate ploy. It was like some like Home Alone shit. I had to like my parents were out of town, and so like I had to. And my dad's friend was there watching it. So like I had like he had set the alarm, and then I remember I had turned the alarm off, and it makes a big ass sound. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I left my backpack in my car," and so like I went and got my backpack, brought it in, set the alarm, but I was real quick and I unset it. So like he hears it being set, but he doesn't know how many beeps. So I unset it so I can leave without setting the alarm off. And so because when he was splitting the night there, he fell asleep. I went to the party, came home, like, and then like I remember I set the alarm, and he was like, "What?" He woke up. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "I remember I had already changed my clothes and shit." I was like, I had to go. I had to get something else out of my car before I went to bed. He's like, "Oh, okay." So,
That's like, awesome. That's hilarious, man.
But the party I went to was a Christian party. So I did all of that to go to a party with no debauchery, where zero debauchery was happening.
No. Oh, your parents should have been proud. So like mine, we spent Halloween, it was at the church. Christmas, every holiday, it was at the church.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't have any other friends other than the people at our church.
Well, like so there weren't a ton of Indian kids at Lufkin for most of the time while I was at St. Patrick's, but the majority of them, even the ones that like I think me and Alan were the first kids born like of our type of Indian, hell, in America, much less anywhere else. I think Alan is just a month or two older than me, and like so before Alan, every kid that's older that was Indian was born in India. So they may have been older, but they were not born in America. Gotcha. Me and Alan were the first two ones born in America, the Indian kids born in America. And so like they all went to St. Patrick's. There were like 3 or 4 kids older than me and Alan that were like had graduated and everything else that were like, and them sorry motherfuckers were overachieving fucking brainiacs. So like, you know, like from a young age, these motherfuckers had like set the bar for fucking Indian kids up here, and like I'm barely like, you know, like can even look at it. You know, I can't even look at where the ladder's at.
Right.
It was horrible. They expected so much. They set such a high bar for me. I could do nothing but fail.
right. It makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I thought about it one day and I thought, God, like that's kind of cultish because no, they had no other friends, maybe very few, but they only really hung out with people from the church, or my dad was part of the Knights of Columbus. That was it.
But those circles the Knights of Columbus circles intertwine with the fucking St. Patrick circles because it like the Knights of Columbus is like a Catholic fucking organization. It's just not strictly connected with St. Patrick's, but it's Catholic people that are whatever. But because that like all the families that we knew went there, that's where they went for Christmas church and mass. That's where they went to the Christmas pageant. That's where they went for the Easter pageant. That's where they went for the Halloween, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they all lived in that neighborhood right around St. Patrick's. Like most Indian kids that went to school there all could hit the church with a rock from their backyard.
That's funny. I lived a little farther away. I lived, it was off of Moffett Road. It was kind of like in the country, like way back.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Man,
hell, even like Zach lived close, but he probably lived further than we did. Yeah, like we all lived closer than Zach from where Zach's house was.
Wow, gosh, I don't know. I just found that. It's
like there was that little bit of land. My dad owned that little land right in front of the church for the long, like you know where that street splits. Like it used to split right in front of the church. Like that old church was like right there in the corner, and there's like their street, and this like it was like a neighborhood. It was such a weird way they divide. There was a big plot of land, and then the houses, and it was like double like houses on both sides of the street. You know, the backyards touching. But my dad owned that little plot of land for the longest time. They were supposed to. He gave it to an Indian church to like so they could build a church there, and they never did. Sons of bitches. They just kept the damn land.
They just kept it.
They just kept it.
So overall, what do you think? What do you think about your experience there? Either with the church or the school, like what do you
I mean, think? Other than a couple of bad teachers, like my life there, like it literally was like a sitcom. So it's like, and academically, like, I mean, of course, I'm sure I suffer for some kind of ADD thing, but if I had just gone to public school, I'm sure I would have suffered so much more academically in the middle school and in high school. I would have suffered if I had not gone to St. Patrick's.
Yeah, well, that's good. So it seems like overall, I mean, you had a positive experience there. Overall,
and the crazy thing is, I'm an atheist now. So it's like I still look back at that time in my life like pleasurably. Like, you know, or, you know, with a smile, because like, I understand, like, you know, yes, Sister Nicholas and probably Sister were like, there were probably moments in my life that I utterly hated and like, you know, probably created trauma. But like, as a sum from like kindergarten to 6th grade, I did like the way my friends was, the day to day, the lunches and talking to people, like those were all great experiences. So like,
yeah, you seem to be able to find the humor in the ridiculous parts of it. You know,
I mean, now, like if we'd have had this interview 15 years ago, I'm sure it would be a radically different, you know, like telling me the story. I'd be like, F that bitch, and did it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, but now, like meeting lots of similar people, but also knowing like more about them, like I can draw the similarities of probably like, yeah, you probably suffered some bad shit that makes you think that talking to people like this is okay. That you probably suffer some bad shit for the reason why you need to drink like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see those similarities in other people. Like so I can at least humanize them. Like that doesn't excuse it, but like if I'm aware of it, I can at least be aware not to treat other people. You know what I'm saying? Like similarly, so if I can gauge any knowledge out of the experience.
That's great. That is. And I understand what you're saying. And I think you and I are kind of flipped, right? If you'd have asked me this over 6 years ago, I still would have been like, yeah, I went to Catholic school, and I could have been like laughing about, oh my God, they did this, they were so strict. And then, I get sober, right? And I have to do a lot of therapy and a lot of, why did you do this, Carrie? You know what I mean? And so, like you said, like now I kind of go through that resentment stuff, right? And I can look back at stuff and be like, that wasn't right, and you internalize it, and it just comes out. I'm not blaming. Look, my actions are my actions.
Right.
But you do things for reasons,
No, I mean, but like, I'm sure, like I didn't do it outside of elementary school, but it was like my parents being strict and like not giving me any. That like when I got to college, like I went fucking, I went nuts. So like, and that's because like I didn't get to set my own boundaries, and then when I now don't have boundaries, I don't know what they like. I don't know what they are. So like, I'm operating without boundaries.
Yeah, I get you. And I'm with you. I don't believe either.
But like, boy, at that time of my life, I never, like, I can look back now and go, I never had an experience that like, oh, I know God's real. But it was between school and like, that's really something I leave. Like when I talk about, because I do a lot of my stuff outside of my podcast is like atheist kind of like, kind of generated content. And like, it's something that I leave out is like, how much the school did reinforce like my belief, but prior to school, it was my parents that like, and like everything. So like, they're the ones that really did it. But like, I remember like just accepting it all, just shucks, shucks, Adam and Eve and and like just and then like and now I can read the Bible and be like, how did I not see this for like being horrendous? Like, I mean, like God in the Bible kills everybody like in the first book. Like, how did like not my kid brain go? That's not good, is it? Like,
I know.
Like he's the good guy. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and
how am I not seeing this?
I get it. Well, because that's what we grew up with, and that's what it was. You didn't question it. You just do it. You figure it out. If you don't understand it, that's your problem. You better figure it out. This is explained to you already.
I will say that, like, I mean, like, if you're going to sell it, like, I love the way they sold it because, like, I know people, like, I mean, I know tons of people who are Christian and, like, know, like, next to nothing about the Bible or whatever. I mean, I mean, whether it's real or not, I mean, like, if the purpose is to instruct in the, like, in what's there, at least, now, like, why I didn't find the problem with the problematic parts, that's on me. But at least it was all, like all from the Gospels to the Old Testament. Like, I'm all, educated on all of it. Like, but like, I know people are like, I'm a Christian. I'm like, well, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, I never read the Bible. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't a Christian either.
Right.
I was like,
right.
How the fuck you say you a Christian, but you ain't never read the Bible?
Right.
That's retarded. Like, I was like, you just as atheist as I am. You just like to say you believe.
You just like to say it. Yeah, because it is, it is, people don't want to hear that. People do not want to hear that you're an atheist.
I mean, because like, people want you to, like, I know people that love me to death and that are just terrified that I'm going to hell. Yeah. And I'm just like, I was like, I appreciate your concern, but like, my fear of hell is is zero, like zero. Like I have no fear of hell. Like, so while I appreciate the concern somebody can have for me, like not to end up there, it's like I can't. I wish at the same time that I could extend to you that like it's, to me it's a fictional place. Like I cannot like it's like being scared that Darth Vader's going to cut me in half with a lightsaber. Like though the same chance that could happen is the same chance that I believe when I pass away that I could either go to heaven or hell is the same with getting cut in half with a lightsaber by Darth Vader. Like
I
those
understand.
two claims are on equal footing. So it's like I cannot be like I do appreciate that you think that this is care for my eternal soul, but I don't think I have an eternal soul. So it's like it's a wasted effort in my behalf.
Yeah, I get it. I do. I used to, there's two things I would say, like if people would talk to me about it, and I would say, listen, I hope there's a heaven. I hope it's as wonderful as people talk about. I don't think if there is, but that'd be cool if there was. I'd like to see my family
I don't
again
know.
and
See,
hang out.
I don't know because like
I don't think there is.
Forever sound like anything forever sounds like a bad time.
Come on.
Like forever. I'm not saying I'm ready to die. Like I want to see where a lot of shit goes, but I don't want to be here forever. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's wild. Yeah, I want to. First off, I want to live till I'm 103. I swear, I do.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I tell my kids and everybody else that I like, and there's some truth to it, but I don't know how right I am. But I do feel like the curve of age between science and medicine, and everything, like, it really is going to slow. Like, because it's like, you get older, you die, like, but it's gonna start to fucking, curve as we know more about cells and biology and stuff. Ooh, I mean, because I want to see a bunch of stuff, but I don't want to live forever, and I don't want to be being in heaven forever. Sounds like that does not sound like a good thing to me. And then and if I got to be around all my family for eternally, like I'll go to hell. I'll go to hell. Send me to fucking hell. Like the drugs and the hookers and everything else will be down there. Like I can't imagine how the fuck heaven is supposed to be like. And here's the other part. And I don't want to derail your show because it's supposed to be about St. Patrick's. But my thing is, how can hell be bad if the devil is the God's adversary? If it exists, it's a party. And if me not believing in heaven, not be believing God means I don't go to heaven. That means I'm going to hell, and I cannot. Because here's the thing: is if hell's a punishment, the devil works for God.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a party.
I've never thought of it that way.
There's no way.
You're right.
There's no way that hell is a punishment if the devil's in charge. If the devil's in charge, it's a punishment, then he works for God. Otherwise, it's a party.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I've never thought of it that way.
So, this whole story is predicated on that the devil is not working for God. So I feel the Bible has. Well, here's the thing: is hell's not really in the Bible. If you really want to do your due diligence, it ain't in there. It's really more of a post-biblical concept to get people to believe in God. But we'll just call it biblical. Like I don't believe it. Because the devil is his adversary. He left heaven. He went against God. So I feel like the Bible's lying about hell, and I think if it exists, it's a party. That's where the cocaine at. That's where the weeds at. That's where the LSD, the shrooms. It ain't in heaven. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? All the loose women, all the hot dudes, all of that's gonna be in hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your grandpa's gonna be in heaven. That's what's gonna be in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Your uncle that probably, for whatever reason, that tried to touch you when you was little, he's there too. I don't know why. I don't know how he got in. He probably asked for forgiveness. I don't want to see him. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in hell with the drugs.
Yes, I do. I understand. I always got hung up on with people with conversations like this. I would say, all right, so if God is all loving and all forgiving, then why would he send you somewhere that's so horrible? Let's think about this for a second. It's logic to me, but
anyway. It did, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like, if you can't make it real to me, I can't worry. Like, I can't worry about heaven because I don't think it's real. You can't show it. Like in hell, the same way. Like, I can't worry about getting into either place unless you show me that it's even an option. Like, just because you tell me about it is not enough. Like, I gotta know, like, it's even a possibility. Otherwise, so is every religion on the table is just, you know, like, if I gotta accept yours, well then Ragnarok or, you know, like the Hindu god, like everybody's on the table. Like if I just accept one claim without evidence, then everything's on the table. Reincarnation, everything's on the table.
Absolute. Even those crazy Scientologists.
And I'm not ready to accept any of that. I'm not ready to accept any of those.
Right. I would love to have future conversations with you, even about religions. Like, I know a lot about Scientology. Let me tell you about that.
About Scientology?
See,
that's the one I probably know the least about.
I can really educate you with that. We should have a conversation one night.
I do, when you want to, if you ever want to do like one of your episodes with a religious, like, we definitely could. I'd definitely do that.
I would love that. Absolutely. So my intention with this, as I said, it's going to be a series. And like I said, we're just going to talk about it and see others' experiences, you know. But I appreciate you coming on. I really do. So
hold on, hey babe, my son's gonna. I'm on a podcast. Hold on. Not our podcast. A podcast. My son coming out here.
Thank you, John. I know it's been like an hour. I know. Hi.
That's my oldest son.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Knew me in high school, I had hair like that.
No, he didn't. Don't let him lie to you.
Get out of here.
I got to put my little glasses on. Let me see him again.
Oh wait, hold up. Come back. Yeah, he's handsome.
You did?
Boy, if I looked like that in high school, my high school experience would have been way different.
What grade is he in?
I'm 21.
John, I thought you said he was in high school.
No, I said if I looked like him when I was in high school. He was handsome and he was probably more handsome.
Even better than this. When I was in high school.
When he was in high school, like, the hair's a little shorter, but he was like, you know, cognizant. Because he played football. I mean, like, I remember going to his football games, right? And I'll be in the stands. Nobody knows I'm his dad, and the little girls will be like, "Oh my God, there's Micah!" And like, I'll be like, "Yeah, that never. Nobody. No, I guarantee you, nobody at Lufkin High School was like, "Oh my God, there's." Yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen to me. Nobody was doing that for John O.
Has he ever seen a picture of you in grade school?
Have you?
I see your first ID with the long hair. I don't know if I've seen all.
She got the.
Oh, she got OG.
Oh, she got the crazy.
Yeah.
She got
Real
the crazy.
Oh, I need to see all of them.
All right,
I mean, shit. There's some of them are posted on my Facebook.
Real quick before we wrap up, I can't let this go, John. He has to see.
Yeah, that's fine. I can tell you, my mom addressed me funny.
Come on.
Right, he's on the. I mean, if you've ever watched an episode of the podcast, he's on the podcast.
He is?
Yeah. This is Micah Coleone. He's the one that usually sits on the far right.
Really? You look totally different. You wear your hair back on the podcast more?
I mean, like, he's usually at an angle.
Work too, so like that also.
But he's usually at an angle. You're usually seeing this side of his face.
This is more.
That's so funny.
It's more noticeable, no?
Yeah, that's so funny. I love the last name, you know. All right, so this is
yeah, she got actual pictures.
This is 5th grade, so Sister Nicholas. All right, let's see.
Oh, she was evil.
She sure the hell was. All right.
Got the flannel on, the red flannel. Boy, I was
right
bloody.
Oh, hell no.
Your boy was bloody with the flannel.
You really look like Brown Dylan right there.
Oh, yeah. See, what your mama says, I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know if she's seen these pictures or not recently.
He's so cute. He's so little and
Look at that little monkey.
Look at that. The haircut, my dad, ain't no barber cut. Ain't no barber cut
right there.
That's dad, just straight across the forehead with the scissors.
I think this one's back right straight across. We don't
I
have
was
money
like,
to
I
take
remember,
you somewhere.
how old was I?
He was
I think I was
so
6th grade.
sweet.
I was like,
Nope.
you gotta go to the barber. You can't get my hair no more.
You were so quiet. You were so sweet and quiet.
Oh, wait.
I remember
What
that.
the? Huh?
He
What
was.
is
He was so sweet and little.
I was radical in elementary school. We went to elementary school together. I was radically different. I was like a mouse. Like,
you got.
Do you know approximately when this
I was
changed?
bad. Like you guys.
no, she didn't know me in high school. It was like, it was a gradual from like high school to college. It was like, yeah, it was a bad time. It was a bad time.
I remember talking to, I don't know, I thought it was you over Facebook one day, and they said, yeah, you were bad. And I was like, I was? They're like, yeah, you used to wear Converse. And I'm like,
You?
oh. I always wore
Converse
shoes.
made you bad?
Yeah. And I was like, I was. And they're like, stop.
Everybody was better than me in
I
high
was
school.
like,
I was good at
I
two
thought I was
shoes.
good. But
I was good. I mean, like, me and my high school friends, we get to fight with people, but like, other than that, like, we didn't drink or anything, so like that kept us out of a lot. Not drinking or smoking kept us out of most trouble. Like, we was always down to fight, but
yeah. Oddly enough, this next picture, you're actually a year older, which
I thought it was younger because
I did too.
I was straight.
Aged terribly.
And they always have you in the middle. Look at this sweater.
Because I was short. Boy, look at that sweater vest.
Yellow.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, brother, you got glasses on? Dude?
Oh yeah, them motherfuckers. Not cute.
Yeah, that's a look for sure.
Oh, my mom was proud. She's like, no white girl will ever want you like this.
I changed a lot
He'll never
too.
bring home a white girl if he look like this.
Look at that hair of mine.
Oh, yours.
Lord, Lordy. Wait a minute. What color was that hair?
Red.
Oh, hell no.
She just like his mama's a redhead.
Crazy. John, it's been a pleasure, seriously.
Same as well.
Again.
Yeah, you let me when you want to do that religious talk. We definitely do it. I got tons to say on that.
Absolutely. I could school you in Scientology and how insane it is. Oh my God. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, totally. So anyway,
I'm down.
Thank you. And
thank you.
Know what? I know that when I talked to Cody, he was like happy, like, oh, maybe me and John can be on together. So maybe we can coordinate something too if you're up for it.
Yeah, look, I'd love to be on with Cody's on. Because here's the thing is, I do have a horrible memory, and I bet you I would love to hear Cody's stories of different, because I don't think he went to 1st and 2nd grade with me or us, whatever.
Yeah.
But he came, I think, around in 3rd grade, and he was there with me the rest of the time, whatever. Like, he was one of my friends at St. Patrick.
He was kind of like the class clown, right? Like, he
was kind of Cody like a cut-up, right? Cody was hilarious. Like,
yes, I remember.
He was hilarious.
Yeah. So, all right, thank you. It was so good to meet you, Mr. Corleone.
Corleone.
Sorry.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.